Hi, it's Kim. Welcome back to Expressions of the Universe, or welcome to Expressions of the Universe. If this is your first time, I'm doing the mid-May new moon stars and cards and forecast. So we are on approach to the new moon in Taurus. I have cards for all zodiac signs. I have the card of the week, the crystal of the week, and the astrology of the upcoming weeks. So let's get started and start with the card of the week that I chose from Colette Baron Reid's Shamanic Oracle deck is the Heart of Sky. And what she symbolizes is all the love that is used to create all of our manifestations, which is so perfect for Taurus season, Jupiter moving into Taurus. And she's here to remind us that when we apply love to whatever it is that we're doing, then we have the ability to create anything. And I think that's what I have in my notes. It's the love force that made all creation. That's what the Heart of Sky is. And it's love that made everything possible for what is here right now. Believe it or not, in the world of chaos, it's a sacred reminder that we are the channels for the original energy of creation. So set your intentions ethically, morally, clearly, and allow the universe to take care of the details. Card 24 talks about our emotions and our creation equaling a 6, what it is that we want to manifest and materialize. I will post this card in the coming days to Facebook and Instagram with a channeled message. My crystal of the week, or my stone of the week, it's ruby zoisite, or ruby inzosite. And so it's ruby embedded in zoisite. And this is a really great stone. And I picked this for many of its properties, many of its healing properties. First of all, it's great. It's a great mental clarity, mental healer stone. It's great for the root chakra, heart chakra, and the third eye. It has the element of earth and storm. In numerology, it's the numbers 3 and 4. It's great for emotional healing. Ruby zoisite has a positive, almost playful energy, and it can help soothe emotional pain, mental anguish, grief. And I think that this is really great simply because if we're going to be using the Jupiter in Taurus the way we should, by manifesting, expanding, growing from that in an abundant way, we really have to clear any emotional, energetic issues, mental issues. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So that was another reason why I chose that. So I will post more about this on Facebook and Instagram with a channeled message. What else do I have? I have a little wisdom for you as well. No, that's a cake. That's Pokemon. I thought I set up a couple of good things. Okay, so my wisdom for the week is most people never heal because they stay in their heads replaying corrupted scenarios. So it's important that we let that go. Another goodie, forget your excuses. You either want it bad or you don't want it at all. Author unknown. And then last but not least, talking about healing and forgiveness. Something that we don't talk enough about, and this is from Nidra Tawwab. People may choose to forgive you and no longer have a relationship with you. Forgiveness is not a recommitment. It's releasing the emotional hold. We are not entitled to take up space or pick up where we left off sometimes. Remember, sometimes you don't get a second chance. Living with the consequences of your actions is an unfortunate part of life. So whether you are forgiving someone or if you're being forgiven, remember that does not mean it's a recommitment. Accept it, move on, okay? So I thought they were some good tidbits, some words of wisdom. I'm going to move through this pretty quickly so we could get into the cards. I want to do the astrology first. Oh, darn, I want to share my screen, right? Okay. And sharing my screen. There we go. And I can't see myself. I've been having issues still with what I'm seeing, but I think I'm good. I think you can see this. Let's hope for the best because I can't see my view. Okay, so we have the mid-May stars and cards for all zodiac signs. And just to give you the May highlights, I did have this up at the beginning of the month for the beginning of May. So we've already made it halfway through the month. Mercury has gone direct in Taurus, still in shadow until June 1st. So remember that. We're still going over some lessons. May 16th, this was huge. Jupiter moved into Taurus for the next year. May 17th, Jupiter, North Node, Uranus in Taurus squares Pluto in Aquarius for 12 months. And then in a few days, Mars will be moving into Leo. And that will also be squaring the Taurus and the Aquarius signs. May 19th, new moon in Taurus at 28 degrees, 25 minutes at 11:53 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust for your time zone. So this is the new strawberry moon coming in right at the very end of Taurus season, because you'll see on Saturday, May 20th, Mars will move into Leo. So that's pretty huge. He loves being in that. But on May 21st, Sunday, the sun will move into Gemini, and it's Gemini season. So you would think with me being a Gemini sun and a Taurus rising, I would be on top of the world. But for some reason, I'm still in a funk. We should be feeling pretty great with Jupiter in Taurus and Mars moving into Leo. Mars really loves being in Leo. It could be quite volatile though. I will, I've talked about this. I've posted a couple of things about this T-square coming up. But there's always two sides to everything. And I feel like Jupiter could be the mediator in this tension between Mars and Pluto, because Jupiter is kind of stuck in the middle of that. Jupiter entering Taurus. So I started preparing the Jupiter Taurus video. I did write a blog, but I never made a video for that. But I wanted to show you the artwork just the same. Very important date. So when we're looking at Jupiter in Taurus and wondering how is it going to affect us, of course you want to see which house Jupiter shows up in your own chart, but you can look back in 12-year cycles. Jupiter spends about a year in each sign, so he will cycle through every sign over the course of 12 years. The last time Jupiter was in Taurus was my birthday, 2011 through June 11th of 2012. And then 99 through 2000, there was a retrograde in there. 88 through 89, 76 through 77, 64 through the beginning of 65. And, you know, previous to that, it would be 12 years, 12 years, 12 years. I kind of left it at that just so that you can take a look back over those cycles and try to remember what happened during those cycles. You know, for me, being a Taurus rising, these were super abundant years. I was not born with Jupiter in Taurus. I was born right after. So I have Jupiter in Gemini, but you know, and I was kind of young in the 76, 77 phase. So I can't, I mean, I can remember a couple of things, but I was a kid. So my first big remembrance is I gave birth to my daughter during this eclipse, but at the same time, I lost my grandparents. This next one, I was doing really well in my career and financially, but in my love life, not so much. And then the last time it was here, I had gotten a big promotion, a huge financial raise, bought a new house, the house that I'm in now. My life seemed on top of the world, and I lost my mother right at the beginning of this transit. So for me personally, things are so wonderful, but it seems as though something huge that I value, Taurus, is taken away from me at the same time. So I'm given the blessings from Jupiter, and then I'm also dealt the ills. And I've written about Jupiter many times and how he dishes out equal blessings, equal ills. And there are two sides to every coin. So, you know, you just have to be positive, look and see which house he's hitting in. So this is the ingress chart of Jupiter moving into Taurus. It was in the 8th house. So the only thing I really want to point out, 8th house, other people's money, some secrets, finances, taxes. Jupiter loves to expand and makes things bigger. And so for me, you know, it's in the sign of Taurus, which is money. And I would expect taxes to go up. Inflation will be seeing an increase in prices of things over the next year. But at the same time, your salary could increase, you know, or you could get a windfall come in. So, you know, it's equal. It comes out in equal amounts. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. Venus will be moving into Leo, and then that will also be squaring that. Venus is the ruler of Taurus and money and love. So we'll see how that plays out. Here's the chart for the new moon. I just wanted to put this up here to give you a visual from my perspective where I am in the world on the East Coast of the United States, outside of Philadelphia. The sun and the moon are at 28 degrees, 25 minutes. It's up in the 10th house of career, aspirations, goals, what we're known for in the world. But it would still be covering this area for everybody, no matter where you are in the world. It's not going to move too much further. The big thing is the fixed T-square that we will be encountering with Mars moving into Leo, with Pluto in Aquarius, the South Node in Scorpio, and all of these Taurus planets, including the new moon, up in Taurus. Quite the cluster, quite the stellium up here. So what am I picking up for this? even though this is a wrap up of Taurus season and it is about manifestations, the 28 degrees makes me think of how our abundance and what we create and the legacy we leave is directly related to our emotions. And that is why I chose this ruby zoisite. Now, this Heart of Sky card, I picked that at random. I did consciously pick the ruby zoisite, but the Heart of Sky is saying the same exact thing that this new moon is saying. Like, you have got to really get great with your heart space and clear that out if you want things to happen. Yeah, and it's okay if you're not in a good heart space, because every month we go through a new moon cycle. And so you constantly get another chance to get good with your heart and your mind and bringing those two together. And so baby steps, as long as you're taking the steps towards kindness and compassion and love, even if it's got to be for yourself. That's also what this Taurus new moon is. That's what I've been talking about with Jupiter moving into Taurus, the Mercury retrograde that we had in Taurus. How do we value ourselves? Are we valuing ourselves? Are we letting people walk all over us and crap all over us? I think it's time that people stand up for themselves and stop taking other people's, you know what, but you got to do for you. Let's see what else. Of course, we have Saturn in Pisces for the next 2.5 years, which will be keeping an eye on us in the spiritual metaphysical world. It's a choice between reality and illusion. It's also about getting real with what it is that we need to do in the world to bring peace to the world. Airy fairy, I'm all about airy fairy, but we do have to live in reality. And how can we put that love out into the world and bring that forward? Because, there's just so much hatred and chaos in the world. And this new moon is saying, it's all about peace and love, baby. All right, so let's get to the cards. And I am actually using a traditional tarot deck today. I'm gonna stop sharing. Using a traditional tarot deck, and everybody will get a major arcana card. And then I will also pull at least one. I'm thinking two, but I want to keep this quick and short. And I'll pair it up with the house that your sign is in for the new moon. How does that sound? So let me just cut these. Haven't looked at these, so I don't know what anybody's getting. You want to pay attention to your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and anywhere that you have a stellium. And so this is about, well, where are you going to manifest? What are you manifesting? What is the message that you need to know? What house is mostly being affected during this new moon and this new season for your sign? So for example, I am a Gemini sun, Taurus rising, Leo moon. I'll be listening for all of those cards. And then I also have a cluster of planets in Virgo, which are super important. So I may pay attention to that. And then I have Saturn in Pisces going through my Saturn return. So it's super important that I listen to the Pisces message as well. It's really important to know your chart, and you can go to my videos and learn how to pull your own, or you can order a reading from me, get your chart done. And hopefully I'll have some more fun live events like we did about a month ago, where I did live chart readings. I thought that that was fun. I've been super busy with family stuff, family events, and I have a big wedding to go to this weekend. And then it's following Memorial Day and my birthday. And then after that, I think some of my time will be freeing up. So stay tuned for some more live events, some Tarot Tuesdays. Okay, I'm going to start with Aries. Aries, let's see, you are Aries. This new moon is hitting you around the 9th house of expansion and adventure, overseas travel, foreign exchanges, maybe foreign languages. And oh no, you have the devil, but this is about obsessions, obsessions and how you may be controlled. It's your shadow self. It's also addictions, restrictions. This is about releasing limiting beliefs, detaching yourself from things that you maybe are codependent upon. Exploring your dark thoughts, like not running away from that shadow side of yourself, but it's also asking you to look at, what are you attached to? What are you addicted or obsessed with? Is it a person possibly? The Queen of Pentacles comes up, and so she just says to me, maybe it's you're addicted to money and prosperity. Maybe you're working way too hard, Aries, so you want to think about that, or you might want to think about working smarter instead of harder and longer. And hopefully this will resonate with those of you that are Aries suns, risings, and moons, because I feel like yeah, I feel like you're going to burn out. So it's good time for you to think about where your values lie. Maybe you can cut back at work, or change positions somehow, some way. Or maybe the addiction or obsessions that you have are costing you a fortune. So there's a lot of things that you're going to have to be taking a look at, Aries. And I hope that resonated with you. And how is that tied to the 9th house? Well, it makes me think of frivolousness in a sense, like, which isn't bad. It's fun loving and everything, but it can come at an expense. I feel like there's buyer's remorse possibly there as well. Okay, Taurus. So Taurus, this is about setting goals. It is about thinking about your values and what is important to you. This is also sort of like career related in a way. It's about how you make your money, how you're seen in the world, and what's important to you. Is it the material things, or is it the intangible? And so here we have the Empress, which is definitely the card of Taurus. It's about being comfortable and wanting lovely things, but interesting, the 5 of Pentacles comes up. So what this also says to me, especially knowing that Jupiter has just moved into Taurus, it's like, yeah, you're making money and you could be comfortable and you love those luxury items, but you're spending it as fast as you can make it. You would definitely do well to put a little bit away for a rainy day in case something happens and you find yourself out on the streets, poverty stricken, right? Well, we don't want that, but I will also caution all of you with Jupiter in Taurus. It is about growth and expansion. You better watch your waistlines, everybody, but especially those who have heavy Taurus related planets. And that's what I'm so worried about, because I've been struggling since menopause just to maintain. I look at something and I gain weight. It's been a real struggle, but we love the foods, right? And we love the luxury linens and the things that smell and feel and look good. But it could come at a cost for sure, for sure, for sure. Okay, so Gemini, I have to pause this for a second. I'm back. It only took 10 seconds. I saw something like a bug on the wall, and I'm like, what is that? It's just a spider, so I'm okay with that. As long as it wasn't like a bug. Spiders are good bugs. All right, so Gemini, this is about your friendships. This is about helping other people, social events, being social. We are getting ready to come into Gemini season, so that totally makes sense. But you want to take a look at, you know, how much are you giving to those social events? You don't want to burn yourself out. It's all about quality over quantity. All right, the Magician, and I love that. So with the Magician, it's about manifestation. It's about knowing that you already have everything it takes to manifest what it is you want. It's inspiration, it's ideas, it's power, but it's also, we have to be careful because it's manipulation. Sometimes there's poor planning and things don't work out the way that we want them to. And it's also wasting your talents and like not tapping into talents and utilizing them for the greater good. However, looks like there's a lot of growth for the Geminis. Everything's going in the right area. So if it's been sluggish, which, yeah, I could say that might have been, things are going to pick up and opportunities are coming your way. So I do love that for the Geminis. Things should start to get exciting. For Cancers, it's kind of a mixed bag. So this new moon is wanting you to get out and be a little more social, but at the same time, you're having to look at some, still wanting to be like a hermit and, doing a deeper dive within. And so I think it's like kind of two-sided. Some of the Cancers are ready to go out and socialize and have a good time and get to some parties, where some are like, no, I'm not ready to come out of my shell yet. I still have some internal work to do. Oh, so the Death card comes up for the Cancers. And I think at this point, we all know that that doesn't mean death, but it does mean endings. Things are shifting and changing, or they need to. It's endings, it is change, it's transformation, it is a transition from one thing to the next. Where it becomes painful is when we resist the change that is happening. Yeah, and also too, the need to do an emotional dump is coming through with that. So the page of Cups comes up. And what I think of with this, there's a couple of different things. It's hard to just pick one card and put it on, the sign of Cancer. But it reminds me of the sign of Cancer. It's a young person at the beach, could be a little immature. So there could be new love, this, but I think for the Cancers, it's really about learning to love the self and starting to grow and expand in your love for yourself. And that's where that transformation comes in. Not so much leaning on another, but to provide the love that you're looking for through yourself, through a new relationship with yourself. And that's why it's a page that's showing up. And yeah, because often Cancers have water signs in general have a tendency to become codependent with another and look for love outside of themselves. And then, you know, when things go awry, then it creates more emotional pain. So love yourselves first. Leos, oh, Leos, this is really about taking a look at the shadow side of yourself, looking at how you present yourself to the world. It's a little bit of a deep dive. And, you know, this could be a challenging time because this new moon and the Pluto aspects are squaring. They're butting up heads with your Leo-ness. And these are fixed signs. They don't like change, but something has to change. And so let's see what comes up. The Judgment card comes up. So it's like an announcement, loud and clear. It is a wake-up call. It is a rebirth time. Inner calling, you know, like if you've been putting off doing something that you truly have desired and had the idea for, now's the time to do it. Stop doubting yourself. Stop being, you know, like your own worst critic, Leos. Stop ignoring the call. So yeah, this is your wake-up call to get moving and grooving. And I love this. Well, so this is how it came out. I want to read all of the cards upright, but this Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, new growth, new enterprises, it's saying if you don't do the work, Leos, nothing's going to happen. So let's put in the work. We're going to turn this around and say, you know, heed the call, new beginnings, abundance, growth, expansion will be coming to you. Only if you do the work. Won't be handed to you on a silver platter, I'll tell you that. Okay, Virgos, little virgins, my hair is driving me a little insane. Just want to get it out of my face. Virgos, this is a little touch of yourself. No, this isn't going to work. Sorry. You know me in the hair. It's like always something, right? So for Virgos, it is taking a good look at yourself and how you're presenting to the world, but at the same time, watching your pocketbook and your values and the money that you're spending, because you don't want to change too many things. This is more esoteric than physical. And so just think about, I think for Virgos, earth to earth sign to earth sign for this new moon, it's a good opportunity for you just to think about what it is that you truly want and start setting those intentions without actually like having to spend any money on it. All right, so you're getting the Chariot, and I always think about having to make some sort of a decision. It is about control and willpower and action. Having to take some sort of action requires self-discipline sometimes, but sometimes too, there's a lack of direction, excuse me, not knowing which way to go. But that's why you want to go and meditate a little bit so you could figure out what it is that you do truly want, because you will be forced to make a decision. And so here we have the Queen of Wands, and she is reversed. Now, she could be a person, she could be you. And it's like, this automatically made me think of self-sabotage. Virgos, you're probably your own worst enemy, and you may not even realize or see it that way. So this is saying to turn things around. It's time for you to get uber organized, clear out the clutter, because then that'll help to clear your mental clarity. I love to spend time in nature. Hopefully the Virgos that I know they do too. And when you do that, it helps to give you clarity of mind, and then you'll be able to make your decision or pick your choice. Pick your choosing. I don't know what I'm saying, right? Okay, Libra. Libras, it is about, you're going to have to watch the pocketbook as well. I think we all need to watch the pocketbook, but Libra is ruled by Venus as well as Taurus. Money could be a thing, but also too, so Libra, it's also about communications, how your money is tied to communications and maybe relatives for some of you. And some Libras may be looking to move, is what I'm hearing, or change things up in the neighborhood, like just move to a different neighborhood is what this could be. Oh, some Libras could also be looking for new vehicles, new technology pieces, but just be wise about spending your money, because inflation, the Hanged Man is saying you may want to wait and contemplate on that for a little bit longer. This is about patience. This is about pausing, stopping, slowing it down a little bit, surrendering to what has or is happening, letting go of things that no longer serve, gaining new perspectives. Life will be painful if you keep stalling, procrastinating, and resisting what's going on. All these reversed cards. So for the Libra, some of you, this is saying that there's possibly love or relationship endings or losses. This is saying it's time, it's okay, like let it go, because if it's not working, why linger, right? For some of you, let's turn that around. This is about emotional healing, bringing in new love, bringing in new things that we love. This does make me sad, the loss at love, or the need for emotional healing, no matter which way it is. The Hanged Man's also talking about taking time out to meditate, putting a pause on life itself and stop rushing through, going through all the motions, rushing through everything. Okay, Scorpio. It's taking longer than I thought. Scorpio, we're looking at home base, the home, the family, the nest. That's where this whole new moon is talking about. So for a lot of Scorpios, you're either sprucing up the nest, you're moving to a new nest, you're bringing in somebody new into your nest. Lots of big things, lots of big changes surrounding the home environment for Scorpios. And your card, oh, the Lovers. So I love, and that's what I was thinking when I was like, oh, somebody new, bringing somebody new into your nest. The Lovers do represent Gemini as a sun sign, but it is love, it's harmony, relationships. aligning values with another person, making some really important choices, but it's also self-love. Sometimes there's a little disharmony or imbalance in relationships, misalignment of those values. So think about, both sides of the coin. A lover comes rushing fast into your life. Well, this is a time I wish I was a Scorpio, but I do have Neptune in Scorpio in the 7th house of relationships. I'm just being a weirdo. So yeah, a message is on its way. So you could be meeting somebody via internet or dating app, because a little bit of Scorpio is in the 3rd house of communications. So Scorpios, you may want to branch out. I personally wouldn't do that for myself, but if you feel game, go for it. You may wind up with a new lover. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is all about fun and parties and your children and being childlike, being romantic. And I love that. I love that for my Saggy friends. Although you're getting the Hermit card. So for Sag, and you know what? This is what I'm picking up with this. So with the Hermit, with Jupiter, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, moving into Taurus. And Jupiter loves to grow and expand and just do some crazy things. We really have to watch our alcohol intake. Jupiter rules the liver. This showing up is saying for me to tell my Saggy friends out there, like, you may want to take a little bit of a break. Although summer's coming and Sagittarius want to just get out there and have a really good time, but this is saying you may want to chill out a little bit, because you have a whole year of Jupiter in the sign of indulgence. So it could be a little dangerous. And so this is about soul searching, introspection, being alone, inner guidance, going really, really deep within, isolation sometimes, little loneliness and withdrawal from society. And I can't imagine Sagittarians doing that, but this is what's saying, this is what is the cards are saying you need. Interesting. 10 of Swords reversed. So there has been some sort of a defeat, I would say, maybe for Sagittarians, maybe feeling beaten down, whatever. But now things are going to become a little lighter. It's really good to take some of that time out and figure out your role in whatever you felt defeated by, because it always takes 2 to tango. I'll leave it at that. Capricorns, you're like in the in-between for the next 2 years, trying to get out of a bad situation, and 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You're going to be in that dance, Capricorns, for the next 2 years. However, Capricorns, I want you to take a look at your health at this time. Take a look at your daily routine. Is it burning you out? How can you rearrange things to help you to become more efficient, working smarter, not harder? And you have the Moon card. The Moon often talks about fears, illusions, delusions, subconscious intuition. The releasing of fears is needed. Repressed emotions. I know Capricorns love to stuff that down, which only causes more inner confusion. This is a good time with this new moon trining the 6th house for you. It's a good time to really take a deep dive look at yourselves emotionally, Capricorns. What is that heavy burden that you're carrying, Capricorns? It is time to put it down. It says you've been carrying the burden for way too long. And I know that you're probably tired and exhausted, and it's not healthy for you either. So, Aquarius, you're also in that dance of that back and forth with Pluto, trying to enter your sign and leaving and coming back. A lot of big changes for Aquarius over the next 20 years. Yes, 20 years. For this new moon, Aquarius, this is, could be some difficulty in relationships. Butting heads, not wanting to budge with the other party. This could also be, it's a time for Aquarians to step up to a new responsibility. So let's see. The Fool, but don't go jumping off the cliff, Aquarians. This is new beginnings, new ventures, something new and wonderful is coming for you. Take that leap of faith for sure. It's kind of funny because it's like you just spontaneously just go ahead and you do it. Don't hold back. This is a time to take the risk. Although it looks like you have 3 other irons in the fire. It's like, okay, I want to take the risk, but what is it going to be? I'm being unable to make a decision. And I'm going to give you the advice that my grandfather always used to say to me. Overanalysis leads to paralysis. And that's why the Fool just jumps off the cliff. He doesn't overthink everything, Aquarius. Take the leap of faith. Last but not least, Pisces. Pisces, this is about other people's money. This is about loans. This is about money that you owe other people. This is also about sex, intimacy, hidden things, things that you share with your partner, which often is money and debt. And the Hierophant is coming up. This is about seeking guidance and wisdom. This is about spiritual guidance, spiritual wisdom, tapping in, via meditation, channeling. This is about tradition and institutions. Sometimes it is about religion. This is about your personal beliefs and freedom and challenging the status quo and not caring what other people believe and following your own heart. Often, especially in society, the Hierophant wants us to conform to a certain mold. And if you don't fit that form, then you don't belong. And I'm feeling like Pisces, you need to go with the flow and follow the flow of the river. I feel like any kind of conformity in the world is, it's whatever, subjective. Okay, so the 2 of Pentacles comes up. And this is saying to me, time is running out, money is running out. It is time for you to or get off the pot, fill in that blank. This is saying that there's been a lack of opportunities, because when the card is upright, it's saying you're juggling too many things at the same time, and it's causing emotional turbulence. Well, this is saying, money could be really tight during this time. Maybe this card is saying that you maybe you will have to conform, but I don't promote that. It is saying that you're going to have to make some sort of a decision, and it will be a financial decision. But you want to think long and hard. Ask your guides for the guidance. I have a lot of different Pisces coming to mind with this equation, and there is a financial component to all of it, but it's like I can't put the meaning of these cards into like one clear cut bucket. I don't particularly care for the Hierophant card because I feel like it's too religious-y for me, too conforming, and this is saying that currently there haven't been a lot of opportunities for growth and expansion financially wise. I'm thinking this is saying just hold on and have faith, because that time will I'm trying to look for not time will tell, but patience will work out and the opportunities will come along and come your way. All right, well, this was definitely longer than I wanted it to be. If you've made it this far, you'll find out that I did I'm going to probably have to timestamp this for convenience, and hopefully I'll get it published soon because the new moon is coming. I will be back with the June highlights and the full moon that is coming on, I think it's on my birthday this year, in a couple of weeks. So we'll see. Happy new moon blessings. I hope you liked your reading, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with some more weekly wisdom.